So Bud Crawford completely destroyed Errol Spence last night as he unified the welterweight titles. I am completely at a loss for words right now because of how one-sided that fight was. I think the reason this fight was so heavily anticipated is because these guys were supposed to be even. They were supposed to be evenly matched. It was supposed to be a nail biter. It was supposed to be super close. Boy, were we wrong. Errol Spence had nothing for Bud at all. And it's funny hearing Bud talk to Stephen A after the fight. And Stephen A asked him a question about how did it feel in there. And Bud said that Earl caught him right on the chin, full-fledged early in the fight. And he said, oh, that's all you got? That's it? It's going to be a long night for you going forward. And guess what? It was a long night for him going forward. Bud's counterpunching was on point. His ring generalship was just amazing. Every time Spence tried to plow in and go forward and apply the pressure that he normally does, Bud just simply stepped back, absorbed it, and turned him and got off at angles and landed some nasty, clean power shots. He was intercepting Earl on numerous occasions. And understand this, Errol Spence has not hit the canvas one time in his professional career up until last night. He hit it 3 times before he finally got stopped. Incredible, incredible. We don't see people like that, that's that talented, that's that good as Errol Spence get outclassed by someone else like this. It just doesn't happen, not in boxing. Not this bad. Now, we see some of these fighters lose on big stages at times, but like the number 2 or 3 guy on the pound for pound rankings being outclassed like this, yeah, you don't see that. That does not happen. Not very often. It's very, very rare. And boy, this is going to be hard for Spence to come back from. Bud is clearly the pound for pound king. I know Inouye has a stake to that, but I think what Bud did to Errol Spence Jr., who also had a claim at pound for pound before this fight, yeah, just don't get no better than this. So yeah, your pound for pound king in boxing right now is Terrence Bud Crawford. As for a rematch, and I seen that Errol Spence already said that he's going to trigger his rematch clause and try to, redo this again in 5 or 6 months. That's a bad idea. I really hope his team sits him down and says, let's go a different route. You're not going to be able to close the gap within 6 months because of how wide it is. That fight wasn't competitive. It was not close. And Earl is only 33. He still has a lot more boxing left in his career. He should do exactly what Canelo did. Canelo lost to Bivol whenever he dared to be great and went up and tried to capture another title. He pivoted after the loss and went another route, and everybody's paying a lot of money to watch him fight, and he's making a lot of money doing it. Errol Spence has a bright future still, but doing this twice is just not a good idea. So I hope that he takes some advice if his team gives him the advice. And I think that he has a really good coach that has a good head on his shoulders. He's going to watch that film too and understand that they weren't close. They weren't close. They can't win that fight. Not right now. Not right now. So much respect to both fighters. Much respect to Errol Spence, man. He went out there. He stood on his shield. And he went down on his shield for sure. But yeah, Bud's on another level. He's on another level, and nobody's beating that dude. He'll retire undefeated.